necessary. You can pick up both of your children if, not both, I mean, if you've got multiple children at the school, you could pick up all your kids at the same time. Cassie, you know, we've been talking about this all morning. What about the kids whose parents are unable to make it to the school at this time? Do we know anything about how they're going to be transported home? If parents are watching this, do they need to call neighbors or family or somebody to go pick up their kid?
They're calling out parent names right now.
Oh, okay.
All right, so, you know, obviously as we're all watching these live pictures, Cassie's doing a phenomenal job of updating us, but this is fluidly changing, so we don't even know if the whole alphabetical situation is still happening right now, but we are hearing from Cassie that they are calling out names. They're letting 10 parents go in at a time to be reunited with their students. So far, we haven't seen the first students with their parents, or parents with their student rather, their child walk out of the school. So
parents are going into the school to pick up their children. I believe that's when they're going to be able to walk out.
They should be coming out with their parents, correct?
That's correct.
They won't just be released.
All right, we have a lot of parents still standing by and waiting. Have we seen any parents go in just yet?
I have not.
Okay.
There was a line to be formed. It's clearly not a line, and parents seem very upset with the way that this is happening.
I mean, it is a fluid situation, but you did mention that you were talking to one parent whose child is still barricaded in a room right now.
Yes, that's correct. She showed me her text messages and said that her daughter's been texting her since 7:29 this morning. At that point, the substitute teacher gathered all the students, and they are in a supply closet. Those students have been in that supply closet since 7:29 this morning. This is an 8th grade female student's parents. She did share those text messages with me. It's very upsetting.
And this is just the reality of the fear that many of those students had when they were placed on lockdown. Of course, they had many questions as to what was happening. We've obviously heard conflicting reports about whether or not some sort of a drill was supposed to take place at the school today. We're waiting to get that information, but many parents had said something of that nature to us. So I imagine there was so much confusion when the school was placed on lockdown, and of course so much fear in the wake of everything that happened in Parkland, Florida at Stoneman Douglas High School just 6 days ago. Cassie, have you seen the first parent and student walk out yet? I know several went in. Okay.
So we're still standing by.
I'm looking at parents speaking with deputies. You know, I do see 2 parents coming out of the door. They must have went in, but there are a group of parents talking to sheriff right now.
Are they checking IDs as they are going in? I know you're a little bit far off.
I'm trying. You know what? To be completely honest, I'm giving these parents space.
Yeah.
They are upset.
Which is understandable.
From my viewpoint, I don't see them checking IDs right now.
Okay. So let's just recap that. So right now, the way that the process is working for anybody that's watching at home, and if you're trying to get to Jackson Memorial School to pick up your student, the process right now is that they are calling 10 parents in to the school with your photo ID to pick up your children if they are still at the school at this time. The high school has been dismissed. Elementary schools did not have school today. It's just the middle school. They are 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade students at this time. Parents are waiting to go pick up their children. 10 parents allowed in at a time, which is such a small number considering if you look at the hundreds of parents waiting outside to get in.
And hundreds of students who were inside of the middle school. Again, some 1,400 students attend this school here, and there's our team in place working to get some more information as we've been following it on all of our digital platforms. Of course, they are preparing to get some more news and information that we will be presenting to you on Cleveland 19 News at noon as we cover this story from all angles. But again, the focus at this hour is just when those students will be released from the middle school. We have been refreshing their Facebook page as well, the Jackson Local School District, to see if they're passing on any additional updates, because that has been the medium in which they've been conveying a lot of the breaking news to us.
We're going to try to check in with Paul Orlansky right now. Paul, can you hear us right now?
We do hear you. I'm back a little farther. You've described very accurately exactly what's going on, calling parents in 10 at a time after they show ID. I'm with a parent. You have a 7th grader as well.
I have an 8th grader.
Tell me what your son told you.
Yeah, he texted me and told me that they were in lockdown and he didn't know what was happening. He was very scared and was worried that he was going to die and that it was a very real thing. He wasn't sure if it was just a drill or if it was, you know, real. I mean, obviously the thing just happened in Florida. We already seen, you know, the stuff happening in Florida. So, I mean, he was very terrified. I stopped and called the police to find out what was going on, whether it was just a drill or if it was a actual threat. And the police had notified me and said that a 7th grade student had suffered a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
You have a text from your son. Can you read that to us?
Yes. He says, come get me in like an hour. We're in a lockdown. I don't know if it's a drill. I love you, just in case. If I go, tell everyone I love them. If I do go, tell them I want the same thing as Grandma.
What does that refer to?
My mother was cremated. I'm assuming that that's what he's saying.
I had to send a chill down your spine.
Oh yeah, I was terrified. I was terrified, you know, instantly. I mean, that's a very real feeling, you know, and you don't know. And I mean, I just want my kid to come out and I want to see that he's okay. I mean, it's one thing for them to say he's okay, but you keep seeing police go into the school and you keep seeing no kids coming out, you know.
Well, our thoughts and prayers are with you.
Thank you.
Your son's okay.
Thank you.
So that's one mom's tale of exactly what's been going on. Again, we're a little bit farther back. You can see behind me a couple of hundred, several hundred. They're going 6th, 7th, and then 8th grade as far as the parents going in, showing ID, which is very important, and then the students coming out. I don't know if inside they're speaking to the students, beginning any sort of counseling to reassure them before they come out that everything's okay, but we arrived on the scene only about 5 or 7 minutes ago, and there are lines of cars approaching the school, very long lines of cars approaching the school. Parents very orderly out here. Everybody seems to
everybody who's watching this, I just want to say the 7th grader who shot himself, we need to know, like, who was it, and knowing we know it's a child, they probably not going to release the name no time soon, or the identification of the child. All right, so I don't know. This shit is crazy, and why would a child bring a gun to school? I'm not gonna lie, my cousin, when I think I was in, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not lying, I think it was like kindergarten or 1st grade, my cousin had pint, right, when I was going to PS 256, he absolutely gave me, I think he gave me a real 2.5, it was a real metal gun, and I brought it to school, and I remember I got in trouble. It was like colored with, it was silver, but like it had like green stuff on it, like it was colored with a green marker or some shit. I remember getting in trouble for that shit. I got a serious ass whooping for that. I really remember that day. So that was probably like 84, 83. I was very young at the time. So that shit is really serious. So at the end of the day, y'all kids, y'all be careful. I really wanna know the identity, because this is in Cleveland. I don't know if this is a black kid or a white kid, whatever color it is. Y'all need to be more on top of your children. So with that being said, I'm out. I'll update y'all later. Peace.